A winter storm warning was lifted for all of western New York this morning. Totals from last night's blustery storm are coming in. Chief forecaster Dakota Hunter has those details coming up. But first, we check in with our Justin Gould, who has braved the roads this afternoon doing yeoman's work. Justin, good afternoon.
Conditions on 3rd Street right now aren't too bad. The roadway is still snow covered, and that's pretty much the story across much of western New York right now, as everybody's digging out following this blast of winter that came down on the first night in March. Conditions last night as rain turned to snow brought down power lines across much of western New York. 3,000 plus people were without electricity in both Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties. Just under 8,000 people are without power in western New York from Wellsville to Ripley following severe winter weather Thursday night. Steve Brady from National Grid says right now crews are working to get to some remote locations that are causing these outages.
There's still a number of roads that are difficult to get down, and in the extreme southern tier, some of our higher voltage lines that serve substations, they run through some pretty remote areas, not along the road. They'll go through forests, up and over hills, down through valleys, so we have to bring in some specialized equipment to patrol those.
As for a restoration time, many people should see the lights come back on today, although Brady says more remote areas may be in the dark longer.
Really won't have a good idea of final restoration until later today because we're still assessing damage. It's clear in those areas we're going to be working into tomorrow, but how late into tomorrow at this point, I don't know.
National Grid has called backup from Niagara Falls. Brady says right now 200 plus workers are working to restore the lights. In the city of Jamestown, police shut down Jones and Gifford due to flooding caused by heavy rains early in the day. And as the rain turned to snow, Fredonia police issued a travel advisory urging drivers to stay off the roads. The heavy wet snow combined with nasty winds brought down trees which took power lines with them. Just feet from Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter's front door, a tree knocked out his lights as well. So back out on 3rd Street, we're looking at Berjota's right now, headed towards Fairmount Avenue. Main routes are pretty clear right now. They're drivable, but streets like Royal Avenue that we just passed is snow covered, so hopefully you didn't take off those snow tires just quite yet. Reporting on 3rd Street and Fairmount Avenue in the city of Jamestown, Justin Gould, WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Now, your first defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Yes, this winter storm, man, oh man, it has been nasty out there, especially what we went through last night and especially early this morning. But let's take a look at Links 1. We'll take a look at some viewer photos that came in. And boy, how about that, of the snow in the trees. And as we talked about, this was going to be that heavy, wet, heart attack type of snow. And boy, that certainly was the case. There you see the snow on the trees. And I also kind of like it, how it's on the fence right here. I really like that. I think we had a number of viewer photos come in. Take a look at this. Snow from last night. Man, oh man, just so many of these. Here's another one from, I believe this was also in Jamestown as well. Take a look at that. You can see how thick and heavy the snow was. This was causing all the problems because of how heavy and wet the snow was. And here's another one. And boy, this was actually last night before the snow really started to get going. Not a whole lot there, but boy, it looks totally different out there now. And again, Justin mentioned it during his live shot that this is the tree that fell right in front of my house. And this knocked out my power for almost 3 hours last night. And boy, very, very nasty stuff out there. And again, I took this also this morning going to get a cup of coffee. And you can see, there you see, it looks like Mother Nature was playing paintball. I mean, take a look at this. That is because of all the winds that were whipping the snow around. Man, oh man. And here's another one. This is from Lakewood. Look at all the snow piles. Man, just lots of snow. And again, there's a road. Can't really tell that's a road, but that's exactly what that is right there. And this is probably the most frightening of them all. A tree fell on somebody's car while they were in it. Ow, man, take a look at this. This is probably the most disturbing of them all. And fortunately, I believe, right now, I believe they're all okay. But man, take a look at this. Look at all the glass in the car. Man, oh man, scary, scary stuff. And again, this is what we were fearing, was with this heavy wet snow, it was going to weigh down trees, knocking them into power lines and onto people's cars and structures, because we've had so much warmth lately with all the rain. That really has allowed the ground to really soften up. Let's take a look at Doppler vision, which is on links 2, and this is the live scan, and really, it's really quieted off. The heaviest snow is off to the east, and right now we're left with almost nothing. This is the live scan, and nothing is really showing up, but take a look at this. Lake Ontario. As I mentioned a few days ago, there was potential Lake Ontario may get involved in this. So Lake Ontario enhancement up around Rochester. So that's going to continue throughout the day today. But everybody else, it's really quieted off. But we may see a few more nuisance snow showers throughout the day. Now let's go back to the main graphic system, which is links 1. And we'll take a look at the snowfall totals. We had so many of these come in. I could literally stand here for 3 hours and name all the snow totals that came in. But here's just a few of them. Forestville, 22 inches. Almost 2 feet of snow in Forestville, 21 in Perrysburg, 18 in Dunkirk, 16 Fredonia, 14 in Cherry Creek. Take a look at this. Jamestown, officially 4 miles east-northeast of the city line, 12.2 inches officially in the city, 12 inches. Ripley also at 12, and also for French Creek, 12 inches. In Whitesville in Allegany County, 11.4 inches. Lots of snow came down in the hills, seeing even more than that. The hilly terrain, again, almost 2 feet. So, man, a very major winter storm we just went through, but we'll talk about that full quick solution 7-day and how long will this last. I'll let you know coming up in just a few minutes.